It's about time for another update on this project. Big work day has happened, and it's not over yet, I guess. But each one of these beds, there's 5, was pickaxed nice and deep. So I'm talking like maybe 18 inches or so, really fluffed up. You know, like a nice garden soil. And as you can see, I just uncovered, I then dug a trench and put in a cover crop mix. Well, it's not really cover crop. I shouldn't say that. It's in the tree line, and it's legumes from every life cycle. So there's fava beans and bush beans for this year, senna for next year and the year after that, Amorpha fruticosa for the next 5 to 15 years. And then, yeah, so that's where I stopped. I didn't put in any super long-lived nitrogen fixers, but I'm gonna plant some of those in, probably honey locust. Anyway, so, and then a few other herbaceous and some ramps and stuff like that. So that's gonna go in the middle. And then I'm gonna put tree seeds in on final spacing, but group sown, so that we will hopefully have, you know, more or less a tree, the best one, in every spot where we want one after a little while. And then I'll do some direct planting. So anyway, each one of these beds has been worked up really nicely. I still have some more material to arrange around this bed, but most of all, the ramiole, the branches, has been chopped up. This is all chopping by hand, just machete, no wood chipper. I probably will convert to wood chippers in the future if I keep doing this style. I love it. This is like the most exciting project of the year in a lot of ways, although the year's pretty young, who knows. But yeah, so still have a pile of scrap metal to move, but I'm really happy with this. The cover crop, or the seeds are in, and now I need to do a bunch of planting. And the planting plan keeps changing. I'm not 100% sure, but this area was starting to grow some caria. So I think I'm going to focus on pecans and then hazelnuts underneath, because hazelnuts were also represented well here. They were just sort of beginning. So I'm gonna take that cue from nature, and we'll be managing all this regrowth. The idea of moving all these branches over to make the composting piles, it seems a little bit out of reach at this point, just because of how much stuff is going on in the season already and time. And so I'm more or less going to make a corridor up the center that's relatively cleared, sort of like these, but not as much work, because this was a lot of work. Make a corridor up the center and then plant in some fast growing stuff in the inter rows, that'll just be for biomass kind of thing. So that could be maybe Jerusalem artichokes and comfrey, maybe miscanthus grasses, we'll see, but something fast growing for biomass in the inter rows, not trying to clear the whole thing and do a cover crop. I think that would be possible if I had had a wood chipper and chipped all this stuff, but I wanted to do it without that this time. And so that's where we're at. So I'll get back to it and do another one once we actually have some more stuff planted. So here we are a couple hours later, and with the help of a couple folks, we were able to actually clear out the inter rows, or open up the inter rows, let's say. So we didn't do any tillage or soil loosening, just opening up in between the tree rows for a biomass row. And now the mulch here on the sides is getting pretty close to what I had envisioned. It's still definitely something that a lot of plants could come through. It's not a mulch in the sense that it would stop weeds. So I have a little more work to do, chainsaw, probably, and just bring this down a little bit. There isn't actually enough duff to cover that to get it completely impervious anyway, but it's not a big issue. I am really excited in how this is shaping up. Like I said, this is going to be a biomass row with probably a bunch of different things in it. We'll see. Partly it depends on what I have, but I'm really excited about these seeded planting rows. Here you can kind of see, it looks a little bit chaotic, but it's actually pretty organized. 5 loosened planting rows, and then 6 biomass rows, and then nice big piles of mulch in between. Definitely has taken quite an effort to get to this stage. Inter-row, mulch, planting row, mulch, inter-row, mulch, planting row, with a nice big white oak in there. And the cover crop is already seeded. And we're gonna start planting plants pretty soon.